Hi, my name is Jen. I'm a Commercial Cookery Cert 3 trainer here at Xero. Originally I'm from Sydney, where I was in part ownership of a small restaurant. Now I work at Xero amongst some gorgeous produce such as this, and also with Simon, another commercial cookery trainer.
Yeah, my name is Simon. I'm a commercial cookery trainer, like Jen said. I have been cooking for quite some time, 30 years, and I've had a very interesting career. That's why it's so fantastic to be a chef, because it can take you all over the world. I've worked in and around Australia and also in the United States and Europe. So today we have 3 wonderful dishes on that we're going to prepare. We have a warm lobster salad, showcasing our beautiful Western Australian lobster. Beautiful and fresh, fantastic, from Rottnest Island, just off the coast of Perth. We're also doing a spiced kangaroo with couscous and feta. And then for dessert, what are we doing for dessert, Jen?
So for dessert, we're going to do some honey wafers with a mascarpone cream and some fresh berries.
Fantastic.
Yum.
So Jen, the first dish that we're doing today, like we said before, is a warm lobster salad with sautéed mushrooms and the wonderful truffle oil from Manjimup, Western Australia.
Looks good.
So you can see here our lobster is beautiful, fresh in off the boat yesterday from Rottnest Island, an island 20 kilometres off the coast of Perth, with some of the best beaches I've ever seen.
Beautiful place to visit.
Should we move over and pop our lobster into the water?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to place the lobster into a pot of boiling water. Thanks, Jen.
No worries.
And we'll poach him for 8 minutes.
8 minutes? Yeah.
8 minutes. Yep.
Beautiful.
So now that I have my lobster boiling over there, I'm going to go on with my pasta. So I made this pasta earlier this morning. Super easy to make, eggs and semolina. And at Xero we have some state-of-the-art equipment. What we have here is a pasta making machine.
Nice.
So here we go, Jen.
Beautiful.
Watch the magic.
So is it difficult to use, Simon?
No, super easy. Yeah. Super easy.
Yeah.
And lots of fun too. I love making pasta.
I think the students like it as well, yeah?
They do, yeah. You can get super creative, and in the Cert 3 commercial cookery course, we do all different types of pasta. We do fettuccine, ravioli, tortellini, and it's really...
So that's your cutter that you'd use?
It is my cutter, yeah.
Nice.
And you can see how super easy it is. I might just cut this in half and make it more manageable. And then slowly, I'm going to make it thinner.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we've rolled our pasta, I'm going to change the attachment and I'm going to cut the pasta. Which is one of my favourites. And you can just see how easy it is. This fantastic equipment that we have here. Beautiful. Lovely stuff. And now I'm going to let that air dry for about half an hour. And now that the lobster's cooked for 8 minutes, I'm going to pull it out of the boiling water and pop it into the fridge to cool down. Oh, it looks lovely. Look at that. And into the cool room she goes. And now that my pasta's dried, I'm going to pop it into a pot of boiling salted water and cook it for 4 minutes. Lovely, looks great. Now I'm going to check my pasta. It's been 4 minutes. It's looking lovely. Let's have a little look. Perfect. Let's get this pasta strained. And a little bit of cold water just to refresh it. Okay, Okay, now I'm going to cook my forest mushrooms, and I'm thinking the earthiness of the mushrooms will marry very well with the lobster, and we'll have a wonderful dish. So first of all, I'm going to melt some butter in a fry pan, saute off a little bit of Spanish onion and garlic. And then add these beautiful mushrooms. And you can see it doesn't take too long to cook these mushrooms. And a little bit of flaky sea salt. Not to forget the ground black pepper. And finally, a little bit of truffle oil. Smells amazing. And now, the secret ingredient, I'm going to flambe with a little bit of brandy. Add my pasta and also my micro herbs. Absolutely beautiful. And now I'm going to place my lobster on top of my pasta. Okay, now we're on to the final stage of the dish, where I'm going to prepare our cooked lobster and place it onto the pasta dish. So we have our beautifully cooked West Australian lobster here. I'm just going to remove the head. And you can see here it's cooked to absolute perfection. Remove that membrane and gently remove the meat from the lobster. And like I said before, cooked to perfection, a little bit of stuff there on the end, we'll just remove that, cut that off. And I'm slicing the lobster into medallions. I'm going to place it on my pasta dish. 1, 2, 3. And I have a truffle sabayon made here. And there you have it. Poached lobster with homemade fettuccine and sautéed wild mushrooms. What are we cooking here today, Jen?
Okay, so today we're going to showcase some local Australian produce. So kangaroo, obviously it's an Indigenous ingredient that we like to incorporate into our studies at Xero.
Yeah, great.
So we've got some spices here. Can you let us know what spices we've got?
We have some cumin seeds, which I might throw into the mortar and pestle.
Yep.
Some fennel.
Yep.
Some paprika, smoky paprika. And some black peppercorns.
Beautiful. So what I'm going to get Simon to do is mortar and pestle up all our spices. So kangaroo being a game meat, it marries well with strong flavours. And the other thing to consider when we're cooking kangaroo is because it's such a lean meat, if we overcook it, it's not very nice, is it?
It'd be dry as an old boot.
It'd be like your boots, yeah? You would be chewing on them for days.
Yuck.
So when we teach our students, we like to teach them basically all the cookery methods, all the suitable flavours that marry well to each, whether it's a protein, whether it's a vegetable base or farinaceous, whatever it might be. So with the kangaroo, just going to smash up all those beautiful aromats and spices.
Smells lovely.
So what did you just pop in there, Simon?
I got my microplane and my ginger, and I I grated up a little bit of ginger and a
Yep.
little bit of sea salt as well.
Okay. So when we're seasoning our protein, do we normally go salt now? Or if we were to marinate it, we wouldn't add salt yet, would we?
Not just yet. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so next step is we're going to throw the kangaroo in a bowl. And when you're ready, if you could scrape our marinade into the bowl. Thank you. Awesome. So other things you could marinate it would be, even if you want to go something a little bit simpler, you could use just some garlic, some rosemary, or even just some lemon zest. Is always really nice. So that looks really nice.
Beautiful.
Okay. Our next step will be we're going to char grill it to impart some smokiness. So we'll head over to the grill.
Over to the grill.
Kangaroo, you always use a hot pan, right?
Okay.
Alrighty, so just going to toss a tiny bit more olive oil over our kangaroo. Do you reckon that's hot enough? What do you
that's
reckon?
pretty hot, yeah. Looks pretty hot to me.
Alright, so we can get some sizzle happening. You ready? Oh, yum.
Wow,
Beautiful.
wow.
Look at that sizzle. So we're just going to seal it all over and on every side, and then I thought we'd finish it in the oven. What do you reckon?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Sounds good to me, Jen.
Perfect. So now the kangaroo is completely sealed and we've got all that caramelisation happening. We've got all these beautiful aromas. We're going to finish the cooking to rare to medium rare in the oven. Simon.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you. Okay, so while that's cooking, we're also going to do our couscous, the accompaniment dish. So would you mind seasoning that for me, Simon?
Sure. Bit of flaky sea salt and some lovely ground pepper.
And we've also got some butter in there. You could use olive oil if you want. So just enough to cover the couscous.
Fantastic.
And then we put the plastic on to steam it. It takes about 10 minutes and then that's ready to go. So now my kangaroo's been cooking about 8 minutes. I need to take it out of the oven. And I'm going to rest it on the cooling rack for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. So now we're going to prepare the accompaniment to go with the kangaroo.
Great.
Simon, would you mind fluffing the couscous?
Sure.
And I'm going to brunoise half a Spanish onion to go into the couscous. So at Ciro we like to teach you safety. So basically we teach you a lot of knife skills, but generally when we're using a knife we kind of have our hand curled over to protect our nerve endings. And then I'm just going to cut across. So this will marry well with our Middle Eastern spiced kangaroo. Also going to add some chilli for those chili lovers out there. And a little bit of lemon zest. And some fresh herbs.
Beautiful. Lots of colour.
Does that look good?
Yeah, beautiful.
Can I get you to season it, please, Simon?
Sure.
Thank you.
A little bit of cracked pepper. What about these pine nuts, Jen? Shall I throw these in?
Yes, please. To continue with the Middle Eastern type thing. So to have some nuts in there is also delicious. Some fresh coriander. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of lemon zest. All the oils are living in the skin. How's that smell?
Oh, beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it? So a little bit of zest. And then we're going to add some juice. Obviously watching out for the pips. If you see any pips, Simon, can you grab them for me?
Yell out, yeah.
Thank you. More. And then we're going to go, can you add a little bit of olive oil, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, look at those colours.
Beautiful. Very nice. Do
And
we
these
need-
micro herbs, what did you have planned for those,
I
Jen?
thought maybe we could just add them at the end.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the kangaroo's rested nicely. So by resting our kangaroo, it means all the blood has basically gone back into the muscle and it's not going to run everywhere. And it's also going to be more tender. So just going to arrange some kangaroo over the top.
Oh, look at that. Absolutely delicious.
So you can see, because we've rested it, it's all basically stayed in the muscle and it's really juicy. So the next part is we're going to crumble over some feta cheese. So the feta actually works well with the strong flavoured spices.
Compliments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're also going to add, for sweetness, with game meats, a sweet condiment that works well. So even some people like to use, berries and things, but that's a little bit old-fashioned. But anyway, I'm going to use a bit of onion jam.
Excellent.
I know that you use that quite a bit with your dishes as well.
I do, yeah, I do like that.
And a few micro herbs just to look pretty. So we've got some basil.
And the produce at the moment is just so lovely, isn't it, Jen?
It is, absolutely. And a little bit more olive oil, just for a bit of shine.
Wow. Now I'm feeling really hungry.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's just one of the dishes that we prepare at Xero. So we're trying to keep food really modern and respect our Indigenous communities at the same time. So the final part of our dish is going to be some honey wafers. So I've made a mixture here. It's basically honey, flour, butter, egg whites, a little bit of ginger powder. And so I've got a really nice thin paste. And what I'm going to do is make them basically little wafers, which I'm making into a kind of rustic round disc. And they get baked in the oven. Okay? So I'm going to bake it at 175 degrees. For approximately 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so that's been about, 6 minutes. My honey wafers are ready to come out. So what we're looking for is a really nice, rich golden colour. So if you overcook them, they're going to be bitter. If you undercook them, they're going to be soggy. Okay, the other thing we need to think about is that we have to allow them to cool down, because at the moment they're still quite pliable. And once they're cool, they will set nice and firm and crunchy. So we just need to give them 5 minutes to cool down. While that's happening, Simon, would you be able to fill the piping bag for me?
With our creme diplomat. Looking lovely there, Jen. Nice crunchy little golden brown biscuits.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful. So while you're doing that, I'm just going to prepare the filling for the wafers. I guess you could call it a millefeuille, yeah?
Exactly,
so we're going to use 3 layers, and in between the layers we'll have our mascarpone cream, and we'll have a mixture of, we've got fresh berries, we've got strawberries, we've got blueberries, and we also have some poached rhubarb, okay, so which is quite delicious, and a little bit of passion fruit. Okay, so I've got some strawberries, blueberries,
Ready to go, Jen?
beautiful, thank you. So we're just going to mix up all our fruit. So this is sort of dessert. It's actually pretty cool because you can use any kind of fruit that you want. So in summertime you could serve your honey wafers with some mango or some poached peaches, whatever you feel like. But today we're going to go with our other selection. Okay, so these are looking pretty cool now. Do they feel cool to you, Simon?
They do.
You happy with those?
Yep.
Alrighty. So can I get you to put a little squeeze of the mascarpone on the bottom? Perfect. So this is going to be basically the bricks and mortar to our dessert. So we're just going to assemble. So you can see our wafers, how delicious they look. They're really light, really thin. So this is a sort of dessert you have to do last minute. Can you go a little bit of cream around the outside for me? Thank you. Awesome. And then we just layer our fruit. Let's put it away. Okay. And we got another layer, and then a little bit more cream, if you don't mind. Beautiful. More fruit. So obviously on the top layer you don't want to go too heavy. Your dessert might crumble. And this is quite a modern Australian dessert that you'll find in Australia, would you say?
I would say, yeah.
We very much use a lot of fruit.
Utilising seasonal fruit.
Yeah, and it's not too heavy. So to finish it off, a bit of icing sugar over the top. And then if you want, you can do a little bit of passion fruit around the outside. Okay.
Wow.
that's it. Easy peasy.
Looks amazing.
Excellent.
Well, it's been a load of fun today, Jen.
It really has.
And we have made some beautiful food. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
First of all, we made the Rottnest Island lobster with the wild mushroom fettuccine and the truffle emulsion.
And our second course, so we've got our rare roasted kangaroo loin with Middle Eastern spices, a couscous salad and some crumbled feta. And last but not least, we have a millefeuille of honey wafers with fresh berries, rhubarb, mascarpone and some passion fruit.
So I hope you've all enjoyed the presentation, and we'd love to see you over here in our brand new state-of-the-art kitchen, working with fantastic equipment, beautiful produce and well-qualified chefs.
Yeah, so if you're interested in joining one of our courses, especially commercial cookery, please get in contact with one of our friendly consultants.